Right, now then folks, vlog time. I'm fishing a pond in Newark called London Road Pond. My idea was to come down early hours in the morning and do some tench fishing, and I got all my stuff ready last night, so soddy, I decided to come last night and I got set up and started fishing about 10 o'clock. The pond that I'm fishing is about 2 acres. I've fished it since I was a kid, but I'm at the top end here, which is what they call the shallow end, and I'm fishing in about 8 foot of water, but I'm fishing over depth. I've been fishing the float and the feeder, but I got here last night, I put a bit of ground bait in, got some pellet out, some corn out, rigged my float rod up, rigged my feeder rod up, got my float rod in the water about 10 o'clock last night with a starlight on. No bites for 2 hours, and then all of a sudden just after 12 o'clock started getting a few knocks and taps, and I had pellet on, and then that was it, nothing else. So I swapped from pellet to double corn, air rigged, had a 10 straight away, got that out, landed that, put that in the key net, had another one about 15 minutes later, then another one about 15 minutes later. And then all of a sudden it just went quiet and the bite stopped. I thought, well, I'll change my bait and I'll put some luncheon meat on, a cube of luncheon meat that I've soaked in molasses. And then I put it in the freezer so that the luncheon meat sucks all the molasses into it. And sod me, hooked into a carp. It shot straight under. I lifted the rod up and it snapped me above me float. So I only had £6 main line on, and the bloody float with my starlight shot under the water, and it's been bobbing up and down all night with the fish on it still, and it's been up this end of the pond, just over here. It's been over here. It's been along here, around here, underneath the water again, and then it's finally over there. So I don't know if the fish is still on it or not. I think it is. So I thought, oh, God's sake, and my float rod now is over there. And I thought, well, I'm not setting that up again at night time, because I've got to put all my rubber float stops and my shot and everything on. And I thought, I'm not messing about doing that, so I put my feeder rod out. Fishing an inline cage feeder with a stop up above it, so it acts as like a bolt rig with a bead underneath. And then fishing like a 12-inch hook length with a size 14 air rig, and I cast out a few times with it, 3 or 4 times, and then nothing. And then I had a pickup on it, and that was a skimmer, so I had a skimmer as well. And then that was it, went really quiet. I tried with corn and that, and with meat and that again. And then I left it out the water for a bit, and I had a drink and had a carb, put a big piece of luncheon meat on again, cast out, and I've had another carp. And the carp's down there in the sack, down there. Luckily enough, I caught that at 4 o'clock, which was about, what, half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago. Luckily enough, I got a carp sack in my bag, my net bag. But I didn't have any time. It's a spare one, because I didn't bring my flotation sling with me, because I'm not fishing for carp. So I've had to use a bungee cord and attach the bungee cord, look, to the carp sling. Then I've attached it to my seat belt. Well, the owner who leases the place, Roy, he'll be down in a bit, he will. But I've got fizzing like mad out there. I don't know if you can see it, just down here. Got fizzing all around there again. But the carp's not massive, it's about £9, I think it was £9 3 ounce, but it's one that I've never had out before. I've had most of them out here. I think I've had about 17, 18 different ones. The only one I haven't had out is a big mirror at £26. I've had it on, but I lost it at the Reeds over here 2 years ago on a Saturday morning. Hooked it from over here, and I didn't think the fish was on, and it must have shot back this way, and I lifted the rod up, and then the next thing you know, the carp popped up here, and I saw it shake free the lead, and then it disappeared. So yeah, I'm pleased really. I've done alright, people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a cup of coffee, and I'm going to have a few more hours. Roy will be down in a bit, and he'll photograph it. And then what I'll do is I'll put the camera back on in a bit and just show you a quick picture of the tench that I've had, and then the carp hopefully as well. But that's my this is the spot where I'm fishing. There's all my match stuff there, but that's the spot. It is. And then you can walk through down here. If I walk along here, I mean, it's really nice. It's all overgrown and tucked away, so you know, and it goes all the way down there. But as you can see, it goes, pond goes right the way down the bottom. Altogether, it's about 2.5 acres, and then it goes right the way up at the top. In fact, I might be able to show you better if I come round this way. Then you should be able to see the top from here, I would have thought. I'll spin the camera around, and then it goes right the way up there as well. Most of the carp that I've had while I've fished this place have all come from over here. They're always kicking about up this end at night time. You do get other ones further down where the snags are here near the shed. You do get them come out there, but the majority of them are up here all the time. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna make my centre brew, and then like I say, I'll put the camera on in a bit before I go home, get the net out, and then just film the tench, what I've had, and then the carp people. Okay then, tight lines.